Greetings, welcome to our series of weekly devotionals. This week we're looking at a passage in chapter 6 of the first letter to Timothy. Paul's sort of parental advice to Timothy in the midst of his journey of faith, relating it to some of my childhood lessons that I've received and imparted to my own kids. And I remember a story my brother told me. I think it was in middle school. It was a social studies class, and someone had done something, gotten in some kind of trouble in the class behind the teacher's back, and the teacher asked, who did this? And nobody fessed up. So the teacher essentially punished every single student in the classroom. And my brother remembers that story because he basically never got in trouble in school. That was the one time that he got in trouble because nobody, would tattle on the offender. That was sort of a school code. You didn't tattle on anybody in school. But of course, that didn't really hold true at home. My brother and I often at home would spend a lot of time and energy blaming each other for things that we had done and making up excuses. And my parents, I remember, got angry at us often for not taking responsibility. And they would say, don't blame someone else. Be responsible. Be accountable for your own actions. And Paul says this to Timothy in this passage. He says, in the presence of God who gives life to all things, I charge you to keep God's commandments without blame. Without blame. Essentially, be accountable, be responsible for the kind of person, the kind of follower of Jesus Christ that you are. And I mention that because, it seems to me that Christians really do spend a lot of time and energy finding fault in others. Christians spend a lot of energy finding fault in the sexual activity and practices of people. Christians find fault in the ways that other folks believe in God and find fault in the ways that other people practice their faith. Find fault in the fact that some churches accept certain people they consider to be sinners. We spend a lot of time and energy finding fault. And it occurs to me that, if you read through the Gospels, Jesus spent a lot of time with people who were considered sinners that other people really didn't want to spend a whole lot of time with. And even Jesus' disciples would say to Jesus things like, whose fault was it, this person or their parents, that he ended up sick or blind or lame like this? And Jesus said it wasn't anybody's fault. Jesus, even though he spent a lot of time with these people that certainly it would have been easy to find fault in their lives and behavior, Jesus simply spent time with them, talked with them, loved them. Maybe we could do the same. Amen.